westbound. Yeah, I know. She's gonna kill me. I shaved my face. You know, something that you know, like when you get your hair cut, how you feel better. You know, you feel good, like you just shed all that, whatever it is, off of you. You know, whether it be hard times, bad juju, you know, trials and tribulations. Something about a haircut or cutting your hair or shaving gives you that feeling, you know, like that dog that rolls around, you know, and he cut his hair, shave it down, whatever. Anyway, so I'm westbound, headed to Texas today. Got a late start, man. Oh man, I'm so mad at myself. I mean, I was up at 11 o'clock or whatever it was, and I was ready to hit the road then. Stupid. Laying there, you know, and but I was up. I woke up, and that's all I needed was to get woken up, and it'd been fine. Everything would have been fine. But no. Oh, sleep. Why don't you sleep till 3? Set your alarm after I just got done saying, oh, my phone's gonna die. So set an alarm wouldn't have done any good anyway. But I was tired, yeah. But it doesn't. Look, you do lots of things when you're tired, and you got to get up and go to work anyway. You know, you got to get up and do things anyway if you're tired. You make do. You power through it. What's this joker doing? You got to do what you got to do, you know. And I didn't do what I had to do. I got talked into going on back to sleep. Oh, I said just another hour maybe. Okay, all right. I'll just sleep another hour. I woke up at 4:30. 4:30 a.m. knowing that I hadn't changed the oil in my truck yet. I had repacked the things on the trailer. I had an hour's worth of fucking around to do before I'd even get on the road. Then I had to stop, fuel up, get my coffee. So now, I'm not going to be there till 8 o'clock tonight, which is unacceptable. I've been praying real hard. I've been hoping and praying I get this job when I get there. It's a dream job, like a retirement type job for a guy like me. And I've already been delayed because of, y'all didn't see the end of that. So I'm going to revert to a couple episodes about how to make something cool out of junk, you know, that whole thing. Let me tell you, sometimes junk is junk. Sometimes you make a good thing junk when you try to do something like that. Well, me and my harebrained ideas, so I put that camper, my truck bed camper, on my trailer with the utility bed, right? And I put them together, and it took me all night to get those two to marry. I mean, it was a nightmare. It took me all night, like trying to get it just right, try to get it in the bed, try to get it high enough up. I had telephone poles cut for stands for each one of the 4 legs on the truck bed camper, so when it raised it up, it'd get into the utility bed that's mounted onto my trailer. What a nightmare. That was a pain in the ass. Legs wobbling, and then I had to dig down, all this stuff. But I got it. Got it on there. And it just didn't fit where the back curves down. I had to cut a square 93 in it so I could open the toolbox doors. And after all that, after fucking with that thing all night, when I should have just been on the frickin' road then, fucked around with it all night, Got it on there, got it all hooked up. Sun's coming up all of a sudden. Like, what the fuck? So what I do, standing there looking at it, I'm like, all right, I know 13 feet is the legal height, you know, overpass, all that. 12 and a half feet. Way too tall. Plus, with the overhang of the truck bed camper, all it would have done is just caught air, catching air going down the interstate, and just like a giant catcher's mitt kind of thing, you know. It was not aerodynamic, but I could have made it aerodynamic. I had some sheet metal lined up. That would have taken me another hour or two. I was ready to go then. So I'm staying in bed, sun's up. I'm looking at this thing like, my trailer's just not big, it's just a little too narrow. It's a little, well, it's too narrow, not long enough. And the truck bed camper I got was so big. I mean, it's an 18-foot car hauler trailer, but still, the truck bed camper was huge, huge. It was what I wanted. It was perfect. I had the inside all done up. It was so nice. I redid the whole interior of it, like farmhouse. You know, I cut all the reclaimed wood, made it. It was really nice inside. Really nice on the outside. I wasn't done with it, but it was cool. And I'll tell you what. By the time I realized that ain't gonna work, going down the road. I mean, for a couple of reasons. One of which, if I was a cop, I would have pulled my ass over just to be like, "What the hell you got going on here, son?" That's what I would have done. I mean, and I've been pulled over with my old Dodge truck and a tiny camper. I've had cops pull me over just to check it out. I don't know if that's necessarily legal, and they didn't give me a ticket or nothing, but they still stopped me and turned their lights on and pulled me over. "Hey man, what you got going on here?" And I tell them, you know, "Oh, hey, that's cool, you know. I like that, you know." I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks, you know. Am I free to go?" They're like, "Oh, yeah. And I would have definitely pulled my ass over with that fucking thing, for sure. I would have probably wrote me a ticket because it can't be legal. Couldn't have been. It was too tall. It was too much. It was not. I didn't feel like it was safe. And I don't mean safe for me necessarily. I felt safe for others on the roadways. That's what I'm conscious of. You know, whatever happens, whatever I build, if I'm going down the public highway with it, I want to be sure I'm not going to hurt anybody. You know, I mean, that's important to me. So, with that being said, I nixed the idea. I nixed that idea, and I said, all right, it's just not going to work. Just not going to work. And then I'm like, what am I going to do? Because now I have this utility bed. It took me 2 days, probably longer than that, because I'm trying to juggle everything. I got a million things going. Now I got a U-joint going out, I think. I got a million things going. I'm trying to get ready to go and do this trip. I'm trying to get there, trying to finish up 2 jobs I had. Everybody's pulling me in 15 fucking directions. And it was probably the most stressful week of my life. How I didn't break down and have a fucking heart attack or stroke, I don't know. I know how. My girl kept me calm. You know, something about her voice. Just, I rein myself in then. When I hear her voice, I hear she's not only a voice of reason, but she calms me. She just calms me. And I'm a very excitable person, if you can't tell. However, something about her voice just makes me feel better. Every time. Even if she's being shitty. I probably deserve it. No. Not always. I gotta get off of saying that all the time. I deserve it. Because I don't. Most times. But whatever. I deal with it because I love her. I know no one's perfect. I know she's wrong. But maybe whatever. It's not worth fighting and fussing about. Then I don't. I'll, she thinks something, I'll speed trap, okay? I'll do, whatever I gotta do so to not have an argument. That's what I do. I don't want to fight and fuss with it. It's just not worth it to me. Especially because it can get it can get bad to the point where like she don't talk to me and stuff. That makes me damn crazy. Like I'm, makes me crazy. The whole ignoring phone calls and all that stuff, man. That's just kind of, whoa. I do not like it at all. And so it's just not worth it. But she's the voice of reason. She's my rock, man. She's look, I'm a man. I'm a provider, and I can be, I can be hard to deal with myself. However, she is she's that one that, keeps me in line too, for my own good, my own self, it's important that I have her for that, I'm not very good at doing it myself for myself, so that's just one of the many, 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 many reasons. I think I'm getting up close to like 200 of them. One of the many reasons I love her is because, she provides that for me. And I don't know what I'd do without her now, And it's not that I've ever taken that for granted, because I haven't. I have not. Ever. Along with all the other reasons I love her. I know better. I'm old enough. I'm at that point in time in my life. Yeah, I've been in a couple of relationships before, but it was nothing like this. So I know now what to do, and I know now what not to do. I mean, it's not that hard, really. Be with the one that you love, and only them. I don't even think about it. It's crazy. I know. I used to be, not promiscuous, but yeah, I could have a different girl in my arm every weekend, whatever. But it doesn't mean I slept with all of them. It doesn't mean it was necessarily any certain way with all of them. But when I'm in a relationship and I expect that person to be with me and only me, I certainly do the same for them. It's a courtesy. It's not fair, because I first and foremost always think about how would I feel, right? If you're questioning your own motives and things like of that nature, I'll tell you how you decide. Put yourself in their shoes. So what I mean by that, like, all right, so you got your best friend dated this gal, maybe it wasn't a long-standing relationship, maybe it wasn't a big deal or whatever, but still, you know damn well that your buddy, your friend, would have felt some sort of way about you going there, right? And I get it. I get it. I mean, that's natural. It's a natural feeling. Well, say they break up and all that, and it's, a year later or whatever, of course he's still going to feel some sort of way about you banging his ex-girlfriend or whatever. Don't do it then. How would you like it? You can make all excuses you want to make. Well, you all work together, this and that. That's just being a greedy ass motherfucker that don't care about nobody else's feelings but their own. And so that's just not. And so that hypocritical instance when you question it. Simple as this: how would you feel if they did it to you? How would you feel? Because that answers a lot for me. I mean, I always consider how would I feel if they did that to me. That stops it right there. Stops it dead in its tracks. You ain't even got to question it. You know better to even go there, because even when you think about that, you got a little bit of that feeling in you, like, ugh, you got the cringe, like, ugh, that would make me mad. But don't do it. If you at all give a shit about others' feelings, especially those who are your friends or those who you surround yourself with, don't do it. Don't do it. part of the difference between right and wrong. Your own conscience will lead you in the right direction if you let it, if you listen to it, and if you adhere to that, if that's part of your values, which is something that's seemingly gone away. What is with these people, man? I mean, and they're people my age or even older I've come in contact with. All right, come on, big truck, go on around me. The thing about that is that if you adhere to it, your values. I mean, these people I'm talking about, people older than me ought to damn well know better. People that you know, you think that they were raised with some values and maybe once had them. So what happened? What happened? Fall hit your head? Did you just forget? Maybe it wasn't working for you, huh? Well, you didn't give it enough time. It's like that seed you planted. You have to nurture it. You got to let it grow. It takes time for it to grow. It don't happen overnight. So, you know, it's all important stuff. I need to stop and fix that fucking tarp. Flapping around in the wind. Boy, got cops everywhere, man. Anyway, going through Pensacola, about to cross that Alabama state line. Sweet home Alabama. Headed to Texas. I'm excited. I am excited. I just got to get there. And, you know, I'm late. I'm so late trying to play catch up here, but I'm hesitant to speed. I mean, I'm staying right at 8:15. My time, my ETA, and I'm gaining a few minutes here and there as long as I stop, only when I need to get fuel. I can shave probably another hour off of it. I'm doing a little bit over speed limit varies. These speed limits, man, why do they change it? It's the 10. You take the 10 across, it should be to 70 mile an hour the whole fucking way. What's going on with this? Why is it changing? Why does it go 60, 70, 60, 70? It's like, what the fuck? Not even construction there or nothing. I know why. Private revenuers are executive system, hard at work. Got to have something for them to do. They got to fucking write tickets. They got to make that legislative money for the judicial system, you know. Private fucking revenuers is what they are. Let me tell you something. November 5th, you'll see the license plate on my truck. I don't know if y'all are privy to this, but you have something called the right to travel. All right? Now, long ago, when these private revenuers first got started with it, you know, there wasn't enough money in just taxing folks to build roadways, and legislators saying, well, we need to put a highway here, we need to put a highway there. Okay? Put enough money in that, right? So they designed the Department of Motor Vehicles. And in design of that, the Department of Motor Vehicles, very unconstitutional. How it even happened? It's like, how did that come about? Because years ago, you buy a car. My great grandfather bought a Model A Ford. He didn't have no fucking license plate. They didn't have to have license plates back then. They didn't have to, you know. Now they pay taxes on roadways. Sure, that's actually later in life he did, because when he got his first, knock it off. First Model A, there weren't roadways, there were wagon trails. And stop it. And him and his brother took that Model A Ford from Illinois to California and back on their first trip in that Model A Ford. Took them 3 years. How cool is that, huh? Talk about a freaking adventure. And back then, there weren't it was just, yeah, I got a view joint going bad. I feel it when I let off, it's vibrating.